Morning, folks. This is Deb, and we're going to talk today about unity. But first, we're going to talk about what we're seeing out there on social media. And it looks, not identical to 2016, but pretty damn close. So let's talk about 2016 first. We were seeing a lot of stuff out there about this disease called TDS, or Trump derangement syndrome. And that was basically us in the panic zone overreacting to a guy who was just a harmless carnival barking reality TV star. And hey, how bad could he be? Well, we kind of got that full picture after 4 years of his what could only be called deranged reign. Okay. But now, we have this unity thing spurred on by this assassination attempt. Okay. Now we're supposed to unify with the dark side. And these are the kinds of posts now that I'm seeing on social media. Okay, let me read this to you. Don't lose friendships today over two men who don't even know your names. It's okay to have different political views and still maintain love and respect for each other. Oh, I wonder if Marianne Williamson is moonlighting for some right-wing organization or the Russians. Look, let's talk about this. We don't have to unify with them because no matter what anyone says, it should be fully obvious right now that their idea of unifying is what Kevin Roberts, the head of the Heritage Foundation, stated. The Second American Revolution will remain bloodless if the left allows it to remain bloodless. And what that actually means is if the left surrenders. There is no other interpretation for that. They are marching forward with Project 2025. They are not stopping what they are doing. And Donald Trump's rambling 93-minute speech when he accepted his nomination at the RNC wasn't about unity. It was about surrendering. It was full of just total garbage. The rambling, lunatical ravings of a mind that is muddled and mired in the lust for power. That is exactly what that rambling diatribe was. Still full of lies, still full of misinformation, and still full of bullshit. And he is not the victim of TDS. He is the most dangerous man in America right now. And people have got to be willing to say that. There's none of this, let's soften our chatter here. We now have J.D. Vance as his running mate, a man who's only served 2 years in office. Okay, a man whose previous claim to fame was writing a book called Hillbilly Elegy. But what is J.D. Vance? He is the dream of Donald Trump. He is a total sycophant. He went from being a Donald Trump hater to being totally brainwashed by MAGA. And he will do all of Donald Trump's bidding. He has actually got extreme connections to Project 2025. And Project 2025 remains their guidepost. Russia, Sergei Lavrov was gushing over the selection of J.D. Vance because J.D. Vance wants to cut off money to the Ukraine just as much as Donald Trump does. Because we all fall into that trap of world peace. Like we're ever going to have world peace. Where do we get these utopian dreams that we have? We're never going to have world peace because there's always going to be bad guys in office like, Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Viktor Orban, who, by the way, is a model for Project 2025. Kim Jong-un, Mr. Xi over there in China. So this notion that this whole thing with Ukraine is about peace, it isn't about peace, it's about surrender. They don't want peace. Oh, wait a minute. Let me correct myself. Vladimir Putin wants peace as long as Russia can take control of the Ukraine and reclaim some other territories, maybe. He's already threatened Poland. Of course, he wants J.D. Vance. Because guess what? The GOP is the Russian stronghold of our political system. People, we don't have to unify with these people. I don't have to unify with them on a personal level, and I shouldn't feel guilty about that. If I can say to myself, I can accept you for voting for Donald Trump, then that means I am okay with racism, sexism, misogyny, oppression, hate, violence. I'm not okay with any of that. I can't compartmentalize any of that enough to commiserate with another human being on that level. What would we talk about? The weather? Folks. No, no. This is all about making sure we win this war in 2024. This is a war. There are people intent on overturning the democratic form of government in the United States. And don't think for a nanosecond that Vladimir Putin doesn't have his fat little fingers in this thing, because he has. And anyone who remembers Nikita Khrushchev threatening the United States by saying we can take you down from within, we don't have to drop one single bomb. That's what's going on here. And no, I don't have to accept people who vote for Donald Trump. I simply don't. As people I would be friends with. You know what? If all of you who are Donald Trump supporters could stop trying to force your life and your values down everyone else's throat, then we could all live together. But that's not the way it's going here. And right now, the stuff that's being fed to us and the stuff that's being promised to us by the right with Project 2025 and Agenda 47, let's not forget that. And by the way, no, the Heritage Foundation did not change Project 2025 to Agenda 47 to demonize Donald Trump. Agenda 47 is Donald Trump on his own. That started in 2022. He started uploading that material. They kind of dovetail together if you look at them together. And we will be talking specifically about why we can't unite with the right when we talk specifics about Project 2025 tomorrow. I'll talk to you all later.